Hey there, everyone. This is T with Doujin Drops, and I'm joined by my host over here.
Oh, and I'm Jay. How you doing?
Yeah, and we have some interesting news today. And it's kind of like it came out of nowhere, too. We did not expect this, but this is a welcome surprise. And it is...
Oh, it wasn't a welcome surprise for me. It was actually pretty big news.
Yeah, it's a welcome surprise.
Yeah, I was actually pretty excited about them. So, essentially... Manga Gamer is finally... Oh, wait. Let's, might as well just get some context out of the way. So, essentially, we all know that the VTuber scene is exploding pretty much everywhere worldwide now.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm actually really happy that everyone's kind of getting into it. I mean, Netflix got into it. Hololive kind of... They didn't start it, but they brought it to the masses.
Well, also the Vocaloid scene got into it too. I know like that the two Vocaloids, Iya and One, right? They got into the VTuber scenes, but they kind of like they don't update as much on their channel. That's the thing.
Yeah, and you know it's kind of like I know they got some anime. They actually got some anime studios that actually got into it, like with Uzaki-chan being a VTuber.
I don't think she's a VTuber, man. I think it's more like that was just a promotional thing.
Yeah, it's a promotional thing, but you know, you still gotta acknowledge that you know that it happened. I know Sonic is becoming a VTuber. I don't know if any.
That's weird. But like the thing is, the context is this, everyone, is that a visual novel, like one of the OG visual novels back in the day. Is called Go Go Nippon. Basically, Go Go Japan, right? My first trip to Japan, and it's basically the story is basically about you're like you're like a hardcore otaku who who love Japan and just studied Japanese through manga and anime, right?
Yeah, and you became friends with two guys online, and you pretty much eventually talked to them, and you decide to meet up. So you fly over to Japan, and instead of two guys, it's two girls. Yeah,
it's two sisters, and it's basically like and then there's romance that happens and stuff like that. But the thing is about this visual novel is that the two sisters, Misaki and
Makoto.
That's Makoto, right?
That's their last name.
That's their last name. What the hell?
Makoto.
Akira and Makoto.
Yeah, essentially those two heroines, they are becoming full-fledged VTubers.
Yeah,
and for me,
Wait. We still gotta give more context, boy.
Why?
We still gotta give more context.
Okay. I mean,
I'm just saying, man. It's not like sometimes people are like here's why that it surprises were their VTubers, because this game came out way back when.
It was actually one of the first visual novels that I played. It came out back in 2011.
No. It came. Oh yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, it came out in 2011. I know they had two DLCs. I think it was 2015, pretty much like Japan in 2015 and Japan in 2016. Essentially, the plot of the visual novel is that these two sisters are pretty much showing you around Japan.
It's almost like a glorified tour guide at this point.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, here's how old it was. Is that like Jay had the game. He had it on CD-ROM. Like, my God, I remember those days.
Yeah, I actually played it back when I was in high school, and it was a surprise for me that they're debuting as VTubers. And for me, the most surprising part about all of this is that they're English VTubers. They're not JP VTubers, which for me is surprising. I mean, I guess it's because the game is geared more towards Westerners. Like,
but if you think about also, they never the game was never voiced, so they have that.
Yeah, that's another surprise too. Is we finally get some voices behind the characters, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, man, I mean, the game back in the day, back in 2011, is actually a pretty good game. I mean, I never played the DLCs. I met people that have, but for a first visual novel, it was actually pretty good. I mean. Eventually, I know I discussed this in a previous episode, but after I played that, I played like one more, and then I just went straight to school days, which kind of ruined every visual novel for me. because it was a superior quality. You know, it was fully animated, fully voiced.
So
many endings.
I think what got everyone into like the visual novel floodgates in general is Nekopara, right? Because if you think about it, Nekopara was kind of more. Not only was it translated very well, right, but its visuals was very good, you know. And everyone likes cat girls. The only drawback of a Nekopara is that it literally had barely any choices. Like you know, Jay.
It was more of a visual. Like it was really a visual novel, like a true one. Like in a literal sense, it was just a book.
Yeah, but the lack of choices kind of made it boring at times. But I did like the characters, and I did like the freaking animation. Like just the quality of it. I'm like, this is nice, and you know.
Oh yes, and then what's really surprising about the Go Go Nippon, my first trip to Japan. Another thing that I really liked is, sorry. Not only was it my first visual novel, but you know this one had like multiple choices, and. You know, I guess the ending was okay. It wasn't, you know, it was a first visual novel.
Yeah.
People. So, you know, it was actually pretty good. I mean, it was published by Manga Gamer, and
but you can't lie though. Like the main MC he was not a Chad, but he was just what's the word?
No, you were pretty much just a silent protagonist.
No, he was horrible. He was a man child. He was kind of stupid. Just to be honest, like he was all like, "Ooh, the toilet."
I mean, yeah, he was just pretty much like a tourist because you know, his first time to Japan, he's never really know the culture. I mean, I think the creators of the game were like, okay, so we're targeting Westerners, probably people that don't know anything about Japan. I mean, you know, at that point in our lives, we kind of knew some things, but they were trying to target more like they were trying to show you more of the culture. I know it was geared towards otakus because the main MC was like a big otaku, and that's the reason why I decided.
No, but the thing is, like, here's the funny thing is that like he knew about this from manga and anime, right? And your character freaked out about like, you know, toilets and maid cafes and, you know, everything Japan. Even though he's fluent in Japanese, he doesn't like know that much about Japan, and you're like, what? You know, like, I mean, I understand, like, you don't have to be a freaking tour guide, right? But at the same time, this man, like, knew very little. Like, you're the main MC, which is kind of whack. And I'm assuming that's what the developers kind of, like, did that to poke fun at, you know, Western tourists, right? Who are, like, huge otakus.
Yeah, but I think another thing that I like is that these are not only... You know, is it the fact that they're English VTubers? I mean, well, just based on the premise of the game, it would make sense that they were English-only VTubers. I mean, obviously they know Japanese, but...
Yeah.
Another thing that kind of... Well, didn't really surprise me, but... Another reason why I'm excited about all of this is also... It's just... You know, it's like we mentioned before, they're finally putting voices to the characters. And... I mean, it was just a long time... that visual novel came out. I think the last DLC came out like in 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did they make any other game other than that? I know they made a parody of the game, like, you know, the Go Go freaking North Korea. That was funny. It wasn't made by the same company though. It was not by the same company. It was made by another company.
It just shows how popular that game was, that they made a parody. And it was actually, I don't even know when that parody came out, but all I know is that it was all over the internet.
Well, when you think about it, like, given the premise, you know, the premise, I think that's why it became popular.
Trip to North Korea.
It was like imagine this. It's almost like that not Girls and Puns. Remember that freaking a vision novel with the tank girls?
Yes, I do know what you're talking about. I didn't really care too much of it.
Really, it was like meme heaven.
Well, yeah, but see, at the time, it was either that or Girls and Panzer, because Girls and Panzer was still, like, I think, on anime. I think that's the reason why I was inspired. Those developers were inspired to make that tank visual novel game. But I think I just prefer to watch Girls and Panzer. And
there was Panzer Medals. There it is.
Panzer Maidens.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The thing is, like, it was that vision novel was filled with memes and just anything that you can think of. You're like, it's just good. The only drawback is spoilers, everyone. At the end, you kind of get you just get bad ends. Like you just get a bad end, and that kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. No matter how you approach it, and I'm like, why? It was kind of like it's kind of like the that horse strong meme, where it's kind of like they draw the horse very great the first few frames, and after that the last few seasons, the last frames, it's like just say fuck it, because that was a very good visual novel in terms of the memes and like how fun it was, but then they went this serious route and kind of fucked you at the end, and you're like, why? But overall, though, yeah, like the Go Go Nippon, which also which spawned a parody of it with the North Korea visual novel, right?
Well, yeah, it just goes to show you how popular it was.
It was surprisingly it's called Stay. It's called Stay Democratic Republic, People's Republic of Korea. But basically, my first trip to North Korea, which is funny by itself. I mean, if you think about it, nowadays they have visual novels like for everyone, and they even have Doki Doki Literature Club. They even have I mean, I wouldn't call this one a visual novel. Sex with Stalin is one. Like, it's funny, there's even the visual novel with Colonel Sanders.
Oh yeah, the one that KFC officially made.
Did they make that?
Yeah, I think it was official because they were promoting it on their Twitter account, like kind of like with it went hand in hand with that KFC console they said we're gonna make. But outside of that, just for the sake of moving on, I think another thing that I loved about these new VTubers is, apart from the fact that they're English VTubers and they're finally getting voiced, and at the end of the day they're like corporate VTubers because I think they're bankrolled by Manga Gamer. They're the ones that created this project. What I liked is that it's linked closely to one of my favorite artists in all of it's like one of my top 3 Doujin artists of all time.
Hentai artists, mind you.
Yeah, it's not sugarcoated. Yeah, fucking hentai manga artist is it's linked to Fujimaru, creator of I think my favorite one is This Is Love. It was a pretty good one.
Really?
Bittersweet ending, but I know you like to.
I like he had like a 3-part series called like Life is a Battlefield, like Love is a Battlefield, like that like that 80s song, right? With the freaking idol, with the male idol and his I think his manager, right? But overall, it was very vanilla.
It was a male idol with his female manager. Yeah, it was
very vanilla. Oh, and then like there was another one where like he also wrote one with a bear mauling you at the end or some shit like that. It was really weird.
Okay, that one was weird, but essentially what he's linked to this because he is the. Okay, I know in Japan, I think most Hololive fans out there already know the terms, but they have the terms mother and father, which are pretty much the people that created the models or created the characters. And it's if you go to the Twitter account for these two VTubers, it's Fujimaru pretty much commented a lot of them saying that he was kind of proud to be the father of these two characters, and their official Twitter accounts also kind of like replied back in Japanese saying we'll make you proud, dad, and stuff. So that's pretty much the only clear indicator that I know that he's very linked to this project. I mean, he's the creator of those two. I did want it to double check and make sure he was also involved in the original visual novel, but I couldn't find anything.
Jay scarred like high and low for that, but
he's linked to this the VTuber project.
Yeah, and like people calling thinking, oh, he just called him I'm the father and the mother, like that's weird. But then if you think about it, that might be like some hidden term.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty much the creator. I mean most Hololive fans know what the term means, but for those that don't know, it's just. It goes back to what I said. He's the creator. He's involved with the project. He's either the one that made the 3D models, which Fujimaru, I've never really seen him do anything 3D wise. Which would also mean that he's just the one that he's the original artist that drew the characters, character design, character clothing. He's the one that did the rough sketch, the art, and then the 3D model artist made it. But yeah, essentially that's the reason why I'm really excited about this project.
Yeah, because to be honest, more VTubers are also kind of welcome. Some more than others. The Sonic one kind of is that's iffy. It's iffy. I don't know how they're gonna do that. But if you think about it, they did have a entire TV series, right, with Sonic. With Sonic as I think it was on Nickelodeon. No, I can't remember. It was Sonic, Knuckles, and the entire team. They had an entire TV show about it. So I'm assuming that you can either get like the TV show Sonic voice actor, right, or just the game voice actor, and say, hey, you want to be a VTuber? Sure, But I wonder what route they're gonna do. Are they gonna just they're just gonna he's just gonna be a VTuber just to announce news? Is he actually gonna play games? What games is he gonna play? Since he is owned by Sega,
I mean, as much as I like individual freelance VTubers, I also welcome that more corporations are open for the English audience. I know in Japan there's obviously a lot of corporations backing VTubers. I mean, Netflix has one, Hololive. I think the anime studio that made Misaki-chan, they made her into a corporate VTuber. So it's pretty big in Japan, but I like that there's more corporations now targeting the Western market. I mean, it's not just Hololive, it's also, well, now we have Manga Gamer. I mean, there's V-Shoujo, but I think they all started individual. They all started as independent VTubers before they just banded together and created V-Shoujo, so...
Yeah. So the thing is, everyone, is that with all that in mind, speaking on VTubers, so the Hololive Historian, the guy who I guess you could say...
He was a pretty influential, I guess, member of the Hololive community. What we liked about him is that he actually went and did a lot of research behind the origins of each VTuber. He went beyond that.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, he did go balls deep into it, right? I guess more than anyone. Now you could see this as good or bad, but he also, I guess you could say, figure out some of the VTubers' past identities, right? When they were streamers that before they became Hololive, VTubers.
Because most Hololive VTubers had a some sort of online presence before they became actual VTubers. So.
Yeah, some didn't, of course, like Subaru, right? But most of them, for the most fact, they had some online presence or experience in that matter. But apparently it's taboo to talk about. You can't be, doxing and everything else like that.
I always find that weird, and I know he was a target of many online. He was a target of pretty much harassment.
Yeah.
And he actually got doxed multiple times on his Discord account.
Yeah, but if you think about it, though, there is some toxicity in the fan base of of Hololivers. There's toxicity anywhere, in any fan base, right? But the Hololive fan base, even though we're part of it, right, is still kind of toxic. They have some toxicity. Now the thing is, he is retiring. The Hololive Historian.
He's already retired.
He basically showed up, dropped some shit down, and then just dipped. So, but not the way you take it could be good and bad way, right? But thing is, he did before he deleted his YouTube account. He or she did, I guess you could say,
it was a he.
Yeah, listed what his goal was, right?
His goal, his accomplishments, and why he was leaving.
Yeah, so basically,
a community comment.
Yeah, so let me see this. I have some of it here. So he basically got everyone to know the Hololive faces. I'm assuming the before and after their Hololive debut, and it got a lot of views, actually, a lot of views. Even and then like you said, he had that big ass Discord server with a lot of like-minded people, right? And
right. The problem with his Discord server is that it was very toxic. I mean, I think the reason why maybe the Hololive community is very toxic is because they don't like it when some members try to break the immersion.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like they're trying to expose them or target their their bae or their waifu, and they get all up in arms about it. Essentially, that's
but you can see why though.
Story. Yeah, I can see
why,
but it's kind of stupid in my eyes, doing that. But
I'm half and half on the issue because doxing is a real thing and stalking is a real thing, and Japan doesn't necessarily if you're getting stalked, you don't get that much help from the police. So Yeah, everyone. So with the Hololive Historian, he, for good or bad, his publicity still gave helped get more subscribers to the the Hololivers, English or Japanese, right? For good
Oh,
or
not
bad,
only
for good
that,
or bad.
yeah, not just that, but he also helped get more views and subscribers to because a lot of the Hololive members have like their own separate, channels, like YouTube channels, with the actual face and voice behind the VTuber. It's
Yeah,
pretty much like their main channel where they vent or they do their streaming activities and stuff like that. Because remember, a lot of these, a lot of these, well, a lot of the people behind the voices behind your favorite Hololive member had their own. We mentioned this before. They had their own presence. They had their own channels before they got recruited, and I'm assuming they're trying to not really maintain, but make sure their actual subscribers from their real channel, like YouTube channels, they pretty much want them to know that they're not dead. Right?
yeah, they're not dead yet. Like you still support them, even though in the community, like Jay said, you got to keep it separate. I mean, like I can understand why they keep the personas separate because you don't want to mix in their lives like that. Just because that's their private life, right? But also it's also great to support them. Off of Hololive, their real self. But just be civil, everyone. Have good manners. Don't mention it. Don't mention it as much, and just enjoy the content, right? At the end of the day, that's what we're all here for, right? And also another point, Holo Historian made some money off of this. Made some money off of his channel. I'm assuming that's why some people are very divided on what he did. Because some people might think he did it for monetary gain, right? But at the same time, I guess everyone needs to eat.
Everybody needs to eat. I feel like he did it more as a passion project, and he had people just helping him maybe show signs of support that they support the type of content that he was doing. He pretty much the reasons he mentioned for his retirement was that he pretty much already accomplished the goal of what his YouTube channel was going to do. He helped reveal people the faces and voices behind their actual your favorite Hololive member. So he pretty much just said, well, mission accomplished, and I guess there's nothing more for me to show you guys. Honestly, I think it's mainly the bullying and the harassment that he received is the reason why he's just shutting everything down.
Yeah, to be honest.
Which is kind of sad. I don't want to say he got canceled, but it's kind of what it's, that's kind of what it's
like he's kind of going. He's saying he's retiring, but that's almost like graduation for I'm same thing as graduation for Hololivers, right? But like you said, man, I think it's also he's getting doxxed and bullied and this and that. Like there's only so much you could take on that. And if you think about it, what he was doing, it was like a double-edged sword. It was good, but it's also bad. And
yeah, and I personally, I feel like he was a real trooper for that. I don't necessarily think. Most people think he was just going around exposing VTubers, but I feel like he was just showing their origins, their background.
Yeah.
So he was a real trooper for handling all the harassment, and bullying. And in his farewell note, before he deleted his channel. He was a high school student. He was just 16 years old.
Oh, really? Well, yeah. Sure he's 16? I know he's a high school student, but I didn't know he was just 16.
Well, yeah, he mentioned it in his very last community post. He mentioned he was 16. I guess because he got doxxed, he didn't care. He even revealed his real name. I'm not gonna share it here, but
yeah. Hey, that's been taken down at this point.
Yeah, but he was a trooper, and I liked it. He said, "My peers now look more, up to me at school, and I'm very happy with what I did, and peace out."
Like you said, passion project, can go a long ways.
Well, I'll throw a little fun fact that not many people that I actually just found out like a couple of hours ago. Netflix is making a Pokemon TV show. Well, they said series, but that's implying it's a TV series.
But is that? Well, I'm not that excited for that because Pokemon.
Well, yeah, because I'm not excited because it's Netflix behind this. We all know what they did with Death Note. It's kind of anime, but I mean, they're saying they're grabbing the guy that directed Lucifer, the Netflix show. He's gonna be on board with this.
See, when it comes with Netflix series, it's iffy because like
Hit or miss.
yeah, because like they kind of fuck it up. But they didn't fuck up Gret Skull. Gret Skull was pretty good. And then what's the other one? The other one.
My favorite TV series from there is Narcos. That was actually really good.
But that was that anime related though? That's the thing.
No, it wasn't anime related, but I mean, I just thought it was really good. I mean, Netflix just has good TV show. I mean, the thing about this Pokemon TV series is that it's live action. So, I mean, they're gonna have, yeah, and that's the reason why I mentioned Narcos, because that was a really good live action TV show. And I was told Lucifer was too. I never really watched it, but people seem to really liked it. And right now, it's one of the most popular shows on Netflix. They're wrapping up their last season 6 of Lucifer, and once that wraps up, he's gonna be in charge of the Pokemon TV series.
There was another anime that like was pretty nice, even though it was on Netflix. It was a brand new animal, because I know a lot of people had waifus of that main chick, right? She was like a raccoon girl, right? But the brand new animal had like very what was that anime called? Baya Stars vibes, right? Okay. But the thing is, like the studio that brought us brand new animal, the one they put it on Netflix, they also did Kill la Kill and Space Patrol, Lulu Coco, and Little Witch Academia and stuff like that, right? And I think they also did Quadruple S Gridman too. So at least that's gonna be great,
Yeah. Well, other than that, I mean, that pretty much wraps up this show. I mean, we were actually really excited because there's not that many people talking about the Go Go Nippon, my first trip to Japan, girls that they're VTubing. They're
English VTubers too. That's the thing.
Their YouTube channel is Go Go Nippon Live with You, and I mean, I know they debut this Friday, actually, the 30th of July. If you live in America, if you live in a different time zone, I'm not too sure when, but I know they will debut this Friday. And hey, I'm really excited.
I know it gives some old fans like a little treat. You're like, ooh, this apple pie.
Well, other than that, I mean, that's our show for this week. We really hope to catch all of you guys that listen to us next time.
Yeah. I'm T.
And I'm Jay, and we're signing off.